Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel, Joe Knows Adventure. And today, yeah, it's September, but I'm finishing up our trip to Alaska on the Norwegian Encore. And today I'm going to do a little bit of the embarkation, and then I'm going to go through each port and describe what we saw and maybe some what I didn't like about the couple of the ports. So let's get started. First of all, I had a little trouble trying to get this one together, believe it or not, because if you saw some of my previous, I did catch a head cold. So getting off the cruise ship and back to the plane and coming home was a little bit more of a struggle because of the head cold, and I just didn't film anything. So I do have a little bit of the ship getting off. Well, good morning, back in Seattle. It's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to everybody, June the 18th. So we are getting ready to get off the ship. I have to go and have a quick breakfast, but we're all packed. Luggage is out, except for what we're going to carry off the ship. So this is my outfit for travel, and I'll take my jacket along with me because it's still a little nippy. And if you can't tell by my voice, I caught a little bit of a cold. So not happy camper. So anyway, this is what I'm wearing. Just my black slacks and my tennis shoes. And happy Father's Day to Mr. Jim over here. How was your trip?
Very, very nice.
Good. It was Jim's 82nd birthday and Father's Day.
Yes.
And did you enjoy it all?
I enjoyed it all, and all the places we went.
Which was your favorite of all the stops?
My favorite would have been yesterday. What was it?
Yesterday, we were in Victoria.
Victoria, yeah.
You enjoyed the
Nice.
horse-drawn carriage. And did you like the train and that in Skagway?
Yes, I did. What was it? Nice.
Yeah. And the Glacier Bay.
And the Glacier Bay, yeah, it's something I've always thought about, and might even consider coming back.
Oh.
You never know. So.
Hear that? He might come back. I'll just have to book another. All right, so here we are in the port. They're unloading the luggage and everything. We are in, let's see, open. We are in back where we started. We'll be getting off front and back. Probably the back, I imagine. Looks like both. Yep. Getting off on deck 7. And here's the skyline. It's gonna be nice. So let's get started. So on embarkation, some embarkation for these cruise ships is long. There's some little different things that happen. If you go back to my Bermuda cruise, my embarkation, it was a little difficult because 2 Norwegian ships were in dock at the same time. And so we had to wait until the evening in order to depart. But we also had to wait to get on the ship because they were still dealing with the other ship. So it always depends on, you know, getting there and your time, your logging on and everything to embarkation time. But for the Seattle cruise,
embarkation was very easy. We had gone to Spokane, came back, returned our car. We were on the shuttle bus from the dock, and I used Express Shuttle, which was really easy to find. You get your luggage and you go right out the door. There's a little kiosk there, and we booked it ahead of time. So we got on the bus at 11. They took cruisers to the further dock, and then they went to Pier 66 right downtown Seattle and dropped us off. A tip for anybody that is going to Seattle, cruise, they give you luggage tags, not so much for your airplane, but to get on the ship. And the luggage tag has your room number, and it's by color. So for instance, we would be color purple in our room number. And so I went ahead, and if you attach those ahead of time, either right when you get off the plane, you attach it, you get on the shuttle bus or whatever. But I attached them right away. I had them all ready. And when you get to the port, you can hand the luggage off right away. A lot of people were going over and having to have the porter put luggage tags on for them, and that was a little bit of a delay. Ours just walked right in, walked right up to the where we were supposed to go to get our check-in, show your ID and all that stuff. And that line was maybe 10 minutes long. It was really easy. We were on the ship by about 12:30. So that was nice and easy, and they were very helpful. They guide you right through which part of the ship you're getting on, because there was like two parts of the ship you could get on, making it easy. When you get on the cruise ship, they particularly, this cruise, they had your muster station written on your key card. And so the first thing you need to do is go right to where they tell you to go. There's a guy standing there, and they scan your card just to show that you had watched the video and you are on the ship. And then you have to have all that done by a certain time of the day. And then they start announcing, we still have 600 passengers who haven't done their, I don't want to delay anything. I just want to get on the ship, do my muster station, and go get something to eat, right? So anyway, it was very easy. Regarding the entertainment on the cruise ship, I noticed that Norwegian and some of the other cruise lines as well, has been reported that they started doing some of their reducing some of their entertainment. So for instance, the Encore Alaska did have Kinky Boots, which is a Broadway show, but they took that off. So I did notice the entertainment was a little different, but I have to admit the Choir of Man is one of the most outstanding performances that Norwegian has kept. So very good. You can record through it. They like it when you post on your Facebook page or whatever. So that's kind of nice. They do have the comedy club and Cavern Club. The entertainment there is funny. They have one that's for adult only, so to speak, and one that's a little bit on the lighter side. That entertainment's very good, but the venue is crowded. So if you're going to go to the that, I suggest I think you can book it, but book it as soon as possible, or get in line right away, because it gets crowded. I wish they did some of those on the main stage, but they don't. So the Cavern Club is used for that. The Cavern Club is also, when you first get on the ship, is something you can use to go in and book your some of the stuff you want to do, like laser tag or the go-karts that go around, if the ship has it. So you can go in there after your muster station and do that. Back to entertainment. So the choir man was excellent. They had a magician in the afternoon, which was good. They also had the Beatles. Now there's several cruise ships have the Beatles. They're not the same group each where, but I think the ones that they had this time on the Encore was excellent. They, if you go back to my video with choir man, my entertainment, that we went to the Beatles. I'll plug that in there when I find it, but you almost couldn't tell the difference. I even just put the camera down and just had the sound on just for the video purpose, so you could hear. It almost sounded like they were on the record. They were funny. It was very entertaining. So I really enjoyed the entertainment this trip. Regarding the ports, in Juneau, we chose the Minnehaha Glacier and whale watching. There's so much to do in Juneau. Of course, that's the capital. So, nobody can get to Juneau unless you're by airplane or boat. So it's kind of a compact city. But there's things you can do. You can take the tram that goes up to the top. There's hiking, there's restaurants, plenty of shopping. But Minnehaha Glacier is one of the main attractions there. So if you have a chance to go, we booked this off the ship. Since Jim had never been to Alaska, this was my third time. I just wanted to do things that I thought maybe would be interesting to him. And and I videotaped it for you guys too. So Minnehaha Glacier is outstanding with the Nugget waterfalls. Up at the top, they have a visitor center, so you can go in and you can have viewing there for the glacier. You can walk to Nugget Falls, but because we had a combo, we just felt that we wouldn't be able to go all the way to Nugget Falls and then come back and get on the bus on time. So from Minnehaha Glacier, we went to whale watching. If you have a chance to do that, watching the whales, I mean, yeah, you want to wait to see the tail come and everything, but we were fortunate enough to see a mother with a baby. And the baby was splashing around and rolling around and just entertaining us for almost an hour. And we enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. And it was like the mother was saying, Junior, I'm trying to eat, and Junior's just running around. So it was a lot of fun. So highly suggest that. It was an excellent tour, on time, got us back to the boat and everything. So that's good. Next, we went to Skagway. And this one we did a combo. Skagway has changed a little bit because of the rock slides, and getting off the ship is easy. You just kind of go through these container tunnel-like thing to protect you in case rocks come down. And it used to be the train would come right up there. So you have to go in. They have a little area where you can catch a bus that takes you back into town, or you can walk. It's not that far. But we went and got on we decided to do the Klondike Highway up and the train down. Highly suggest doing a combo of that. The train is excellent, but this way you get two views for the price of the combo. And so we got on it, and it's a small, I don't want to say a van, but it wasn't a huge bus that took us up. So it wasn't full with, 30 some people. So, and the driver was excellent. He gave us all the way up the Klondike Highway. We got to stop and take some views and some waterfalls. And if you look close, you could see the train all the way on the other side of the valley going up or down. So get up to the top, and there we get off the bus. They have a little time there if you want to use the restroom and that. and then you get on the train. Train is long. It has plenty of room for everybody. There's a set area where your tour guys you go on, because he makes sure that everybody from his tour group is on there. So there's like maybe 15 of us. So got on there. I highly suggest the train down, because, or up if that's your preference, but the train is so you sit and you can sit on one side, so you have all the views going down. So the right side going down is where you have the views. But you, between the two, the caboose and caboose is the train. How would you call those? It's not the caboose. But anyway, they're connected, and they have little platforms in the front and back of each one. So you can go out on the platform and take videos. And I think this is why I got a little bit of a head cold, because I stood out on that train the whole way down and took so many pictures. And I'm putting them in here as I'm talking. So excellent. Got back down. He had plenty of time in Skagway to walk through the city. There was a couple girls up on the building, and they were singing "You Are My Sunshine," and with their legs out, like the old days when they attracted men. And of course the saloon there's plenty of places to grab something to eat, walk through the town. Town isn't that big, but there are plenty of things to do in Skagway. They have the Gold Rush. Of course, the White Pass train is the most popular to do. So if you choose to do that, please do the Klondike Highway up and the train back down. It's really highly recommend that. Next we have Ketchikan. I'm sorry to say, I love Ketchikan. Norwegian has got a new dock, and they dock there, and it's not right in town. The cruise ships do dock in town, so other cruise ships, but Norwegian, maybe it's just because it's the bigger ships, maybe a smaller one, I don't know, but we docked Ward Cove is what it's called. And so they've developed it just for Norwegian. And the sad thing about that is if you want to go into town, you have to catch a shuttle bus to go. The line to get on the shuttle bus it's long, and they take you into town and they drop you off, and then you got to come back, another long line to come back. I don't want to discourage anybody from doing that, but just, you don't have that much time there. If you get off the ship, it's 8:30 and you need to be back on the ship at 12:45. So what can you do? I miss that. I miss seeing Ketchikan, because the Creek Street, and it's unique. It's the salmon capital of the world, and you want to explore. But what we did was a combo of Totem Bite State Park, which was beautiful, and we went to the Lumberjack show. So the bus goes over to the Totem Bite. We get off. We do the whole tour, get back on the bus, and then we take another ride back into town, Ketchikan, to take the Lumberjack show. Do the Lumberjack show. That's so much fun. Even if you don't do the Totem Bite, or you just get on and just do the Lumberjack show, that gives you plenty of time to do a few things in town if you do that. I just was disappointed in the amount of time we had there and not being right in town. When I booked this, I knew it was going to be Ward Cove, but I didn't really research it to see the distance or something. I would have probably not done the Totem Bite State Park. But the history there is beautiful, and the totem poles are refurbished and rebuilt by the natives there. So it is something to see. Anyway, I was a little bit disappointed in that. In Victoria, BC, when the cruise ship leaves from the U.S. and comes back to the U.S., you need to stop in another country. So that's why all the ships that do Alaska, if you're going out of Vancouver, you're going to Alaska, so you're hitting the two countries. But if you're going out of the U.S., you have to stop in Canada. So they do that by, you almost have a day at sea, and you get to Victoria about 8:30, 9 o'clock. We got to be back on the ship at 12, midnight. So we chose to do a horse-drawn trolley, and which is fine. It's a little distance into town. I don't suggest walking it, but you can. People do. They have a little shuttle bus that you could take right into town. I mean, it's beautiful, the little marina there. But going on the horse-drawn trolley just gave us an idea of the streets, and they passed by the Capitol building and the Legislative building. And so I'll throw some pictures in there. It was good for us for the time that we had there. It was cold. Me being already started to have that head cold, I almost did not go, but we bundled up. The trolley had given us blankets so that we all were bundled pretty good. And at least we got to get off the ship and see it. But that's your last port, and you have to have your luggage out on the hallway by 11 if you're not going to carry it off yourself. So it was good for us to do that quick trolley, get back on the ship, and make sure our luggage, I had already packed before we got off the ship, so all I had to do was put the luggage out, so that was easy for me. But anyway, keep that in mind when you go. Glacier Bay. I highly, highly suggest when you go to plan and book your trip to Alaska, try to include Glacier Bay. What a beautiful, beautiful, oh, just gorgeous. We go up the bay itself. It takes all day. We get up to Marjorie Glacier, and the ship does 3 complete turns, and that gives both sides of the ship and the front and the back an opportunity to see glaciers. I highly recommend this. It was snowing up in the parts of the bay there, but regardless, the beauty, the calving, the sea otters, the seals, the sounds of the animals in the background, just amazing, just amazing. Beautiful, beautiful views. Highly, highly recommend this. We so enjoyed it. We were on our balcony almost the full day. We got up just to go get some coffee. We went up to the observation lounge for a little bit. But even though it was cold and snowing, we were bundled up and able to watch this amazing area. Just, and my photos never do it justice. Just, you can see where it's snowing up there. But I had to spend a little time on this review just to show you this amazing area. Talk about disembarkation was very easy. It was very organized. I have been on a disorganized ship. Well, the one in the Joy coming back into New York was horrible, because when they were coming against the current of the river, which delayed them getting into port, but everybody still had in their mind that they had to get off the ship on certain times. They were trying to tell everybody to wait till your number was called. Well, how do you tell that many patients? How do you tell that many people to wait and get off in an orderly manner? The elevators are packed and crowded. That was a mess. But the Seattle one, breeze, easy peasy. We got off the ship just like we were supposed to. Got our luggage, got on our shuttle bus back to the airport, and plenty of time. I booked my air through Norwegian. I know a lot of people have different stories about that, but boy, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cruises have all been through Norwegian's air, and they offer the second person flies free, so that was good for Jim. And the airlines vary. We went up from Albuquerque in Southwest Airlines, but I've also done American. I've also done United, just whatever plane. I've just never had any problems with them. That's not their fault. I had and I know I'm going off track a little bit with this, but we left out of New Orleans. I booked my flight. I wanted to be in Rome early. No, Barcelona. It was Barcelona. And when I got here in New Orleans, where I live, the plane was delayed by about 3 hours, which made me miss my flight in Philadelphia. That isn't Norwegian's fault. I just took it upon myself. I didn't call Norwegian. I just went right to the kiosk. It was American Airlines, and they put me on another one to go to Lisbon, and unfortunately my luggage, I missed my flight by about 15 minutes, and my luggage didn't go with me on the flight to Lisbon, but American Airlines tracked it, and I had a little thing. When I got to Barcelona, I went right to the luggage thing and told them my luggage was coming. They tracked it, and it would be there the next day. So my boarding day was the next day. It was a little inconvenient. I just made the most of it. I took a taxi back to the airport and got my luggage. So none of that was Norwegian's fault. So it actually, for me, it's cheaper. So I booked my next cruises with airlines through Norwegian. So it's offered. It's even though it's the second person flies free, if you're going by yourself, check that price, because it's almost 50% off. So that's a good thing. But anyway, the getting off the ship was really easy. Enjoyed it. It was the whole cruise was just very organized. Enjoyed every minute of it, and I just think I had that experience, and I think Jim really enjoyed it as well. All right, that's my review. So what's next? Well, it's September, and we will be doing a few things around here in New Orleans. I'm here with my daughter and granddaughters, but I think next week I'm going to do some things regarding some of the marathon races that's all over New Orleans all year long. I'm going to review those. I'm going to go to one. I'm not actually going to be running, but I'm going to go just to tape the experience and share that with you. Of course, we have October coming up. I have a few things that I planned for October. And then we have November. There's some things, there's lots of festivities around here. So I'm kind of come off the cruise just for the next 3 months, just to give you where to eat, how to get around New Orleans. I think those are some of the things I have planned. I'm going to go over I bought some new luggage. I'm going to go through that. Maybe some tips and tricks regarding what you need to take to Alaska. I might be working on that this week. But I do have cruises planned next year. I have one in January, one in May, and one in September. And I've even booked for 2025. So, you know, I love cruising, and, you know, I'll be taking you along with me for it all. So once again, I want to thank everybody for joining me throughout this Alaska cruise. I know I've gained some new subscribers, and I thank each one of you for joining me and being patient while I mumble through my videos. I hope they're entertaining. I hope they're informative, and that's why I do it. It's a joy to me, and I just have fun sharing my experiences. So without further ado, thanks again, everybody. Please hit that thumbs up. That shows you like my video. It also helps the algorithms. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next week. Love you all. Bye-bye.